Welcome back, everybody, to 31 70s Horrors for Halloween, where I count down my favorite horror movies from the 1970s. We're at number 17, and we've got one of the most notorious movies from the 70s. And it's the first movie by Wes Craven, The Last House on the Left. This is one of the more controversial movies from the 70s because it is in the category of rape revenge. You have this gang of robbers who kidnap these two girls, and they torture them and rape them and eventually murder them, and then the parents of one of the girls finds out about it, and they seek revenge. The part that always hit me the most was, this movie is taking place on the main girl's birthday. And a lot of people come home on their birthday. But in this case, she doesn't. And for me, that really hit me. You have Krug, who is one of the scariest villains out there, played by David Hess. David Hess is such an underrated actor, and he did get typecast in playing these sort of characters. He got a lot of shit for playing this character Krug, but David Hess, may he rest in peace, he was a great actor, and he could really be scary in this roles, and Krug is legitimately frightening.
I want you to take the gun, and I want you to put it in your mouth. And I want you to blow your brains out. No! Blow your brains out! Blow your...
I do have an issue with the comedy in the movie. There are scenes where you have these goofy, good old boy cops who, get into shenanigans, and these happen between these horrifying scenes.
You know I'm a solemnly sworn officer of the law. Now I got the law on my side, Ada.
And Sheriff, I got the chickens and the truck.
Now, a lot of people have said the comedic moments are in the film to make the disturbing moments more disturbing. To which I have to say, bullshit. I don't need a scene where some cops are riding on top of a chicken truck to make a scene where Krug is carving his name into a woman's chest more disturbing. I actually think the bumbling cop scenes were put in there for a different reason. Last House on the Left came out in 1972, and Wes Craven was part of the hippie movement, and Sean Cunningham was the producer of this movie. So, here, you had Sean Cunningham, who went on to make Friday the 13th, and Wes Craven, who went on to make Nightmare on Elm Street. So you had two directors that were part of iconic horror franchises, and it all started with Last House on the Left. Anyway, these two were part of the hippie movement, and you had that hippie movement, you had that anti-authority thing going on in the 70s. So I think the comedic cop scenes were sort of more of a stick-it-to-the-man kind of thing that was put into this movie.
We hate cops.
But even though I don't like the sillier moments in this movie, it doesn't ruin the movie for me, because, again, Krug is a fantastic villain. Like I said, one of the scariest villains in horror. And it's just such a dirty movie. It's such a gritty movie. The best way I can describe this movie is, when Bravo's 100 Scariest Movie Moments came out, Last House on the Left made the list, and Wes Craven was talking about how they were filming the scene where one of the girls gets stabbed to death until she's pretty much disemboweled. And he tells this story about how they filmed the scene, and then afterwards everyone was covered with artificial blood, and they took a break for lunch. Everyone went off by themselves, and nobody ate.
Oh, Christ.
For me, that sums up the movie. You watch the movie and you feel bad. But as disturbing as the movie is, I think it's an important horror movie, and I think it's a very effective horror movie. I don't know if I would recommend it for Halloween, because during the Halloween season, I'd rather watch more fun horror movies, because Halloween's all about having fun. But I do think it's a good horror movie, and it is one of my favorite 1970s horror movies.
What's your name now, little angel? Mary.
She was a lot tougher than you were, Doc.